It's all smiles for Dallas civic leaders today, and no more sick jokes about this big hole, the excavation site for the proposed Dallas Convention Center. A couple of months ago, when there was no what the council considered acceptable bid for the convention center, the story ran around that this big hole would be turned into a lake, with the city manager running a paddle boat concession to try to make some money out of it. But there'll be no paddle boats. There will be a convention center. The city council this morning accepted a bid on the $24 million of bonds. The construction contract was awarded, and this afternoon the Chamber of Commerce announced the first major convention booking for the center. Curiously enough, the bid that was accepted was $7.466243, higher than the original 7.18% bid that was considered too high. But the city fathers say actually it will cost less money.
Well, the terms of the issue had to be redesigned. In the first issue, there was 16 million bonds that would not be paid off until 30 years from issue date. However, in the market today, they felt that they could sell the bonds better if they were paid off part each year from the 5th to the 30th year. This makes the total aggregate interest $38,753 at the bid rate of today, whereas on the other issue, because of the longer term, it would have cost $43,123 in interest.
Since it will have no direct consequences to the local taxpayer, and it will carry itself through its earning power, I don't see any dire consequences. It's true that it had been a lot better if we built this some years ago, but we can't go back and do that. The cost will probably be one that would increase steadily if we postponed it. And it triggers so much in the way of good things that will help Dallas be a better city in rejuvenating the whole downtown area, that I think it's worth the slight additional load that may make some minor contribution of an inflationary nature.
The American Academy of Ophthalmology and Otolaryngology will commence to hold its conventions, its general sessions in Dallas in the new convention center, commencing in September of 1972 for a period of 3 years, with an option for another 2 years. And we're very hopeful that they will exercise the option. This is a convention of major proportions. It will be the first major medical convention to be held in the new facilities, which were authorized by the City Council today, and will probably mean over the 3-year period for which they're definitely committed $12 million in convention revenue to the city.
Working in good faith that an acceptable bid would be found, the contractor has begun some preliminary work. Full effort on the convention center will begin in just a matter of days. This is Teel Salaun at the site of the Dallas Convention Center.
It was shortly after 7 o'clock this morning when about 40 police officers converged on this motorcycle shop and the house nearby, armed with warrants for the arrest of persons suspected in the murder of 3 persons January 20th. 4 men and 2 women were taken into custody. So far, 5 of them have been charged and others still sought. They are all named in warrants in connection with the brutal shooting of 4-year-old Daniel Ramirez Jr., his 22-year-old father Daniel Sr., and an uncle, 26-year-old Sammy Ramirez. The bodies of the 3 men were found in a car left on a downtown parking lot the night of the murder. The arrest this morning resulted from an investigation led by Police Detective Lieutenant Oliver Ball. I talked with Ball about the raid.
We met at 5:30 and started toward the location around 6:15 and arrived at 6:20. We called the defendant on the phone, and when we got set up, and told him that the place was surrounded and that he would better come on out. So he said, well, he'd come out as soon as they got dressed. About 10 minutes later, with a little suggestion on the loudspeaker to come on out. Well, they did start coming out one at a time.
Charged with murder were 28-year-old Michael Papaskar Jr., his wife, 26-year-old Bonnie Fay, and 3 other persons whose full names are not known. The warrant only names them as 21-year-old Limpy, 18-year-old Harold, and 20-year-old Daniel. All gave this house and motorcycle shop as their address. The arrests apparently were the result of cooperation with police by informants in the narcotics world. It's reported that the murder of that small boy was the thing that even the underworld would not stand still for. This is Gene Thomas, Channel 8 News in Fort Worth.